Please do not be alarmed when I show this to you. She placed a small cloth-wrapped item that she'd been carrying on the glass table. Slowly, Missy unwrapped the folded cloth. I can't promise that I will not be shocked and surprised. But go ahead. You were packing heat! You were fully loaded! You had a gun? I am both shocked and surprised! Good day, good people. Alright, voices sounding great, A-OK. It is another fine day in the year of the horizon, and you're flying to that skyline with your United States Aviator. And today we're taking off with Chapter 2 of Danganronpa Lapse. You guys love this fan game. I love this fan game. Sorry if my voice cuts off a little bit. 2020 is really, to be honest, I will be... And you would not tell because I am just the prince of positivity. Started off as a wreck. Like the third day of 2020, sick. I was sick. So I said it in the Discord, I had a very pretty much opposite way of dealing with that sickness, but I'm A-OK for right now, for the most part. Little sniffly, but besides that, we are just fine. What else happened at the beginning of this year? Day 4 of this year, my mouse wheel broke, so I was like, let me open it up and try and fix it. My mouse is now just obsolete, but United States Aviator has a couple of mice lying all around, and by that I just mean I had one backup mouse, and I'm gonna buy a new one because this one doesn't have a side button, and I'm just so used to having a side button on a mouse now, on a computer mouse, and it's weird. That's an Aviator problem. Today, we're not going to worry about that. Today, we're going to start this year off correctly instead of being sick, instead of breaking things. We are going to instead break our hearts and fill it with despair with Danganronpa Lapse Chapter 2. You guys are excited for this one. You guys all let me know immediately. I would have found out eventually, because I check up on most of the fan guns every so often. I'm like, gotta double check to make sure this hasn't come out yet, just every so often. But you guys are really on point for alerting me of things. So first of all, claps to you guys, because I kid you not, I checked up on Lapse, I think at the start of the year, just in case. I was like, let me hope I didn't miss this, because these chapters don't take too long to come out, surprisingly enough. Not like a year or 6 months wait time. But I'm gonna stop ranting, let's get into the episode. But before we do that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, because there will be more Danganronpa Lapse. This is probably going to be part 1 of the episode. Part 2 will be out tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah, you guys we need to start this year of the Aviator off right. We're going to drop that tomorrow. Today will be the daily life. Tomorrow will be the deadly life if they're both in this chapter, although I'm pretty sure they both are. I don't know what we're getting ourselves into. I just know... Let's do this. I don't know anything. Well, I know plenty. I know everything that happened in the prologue in Chapter 1. If you haven't seen those, that's the other thing that I wanted to bring up. Make sure you go into the eye icon yonder, this part, if I've put it up there. If I haven't, it's at the end of the video. The playlist containing the prologue, Chapter 1 of Danganronpa Lapse, my playthrough. But more importantly, if you have a laptop and you can play it for yourself, go ahead and experience it first by going into the description below and downloading and playing the game, and then come right back here and relive it with me, because that's something that I really love about playthroughs. That's why I watch Let's Plays myself, usually of games that I've already played, because it's just like, huh, that person did things differently than I did, or I never would have seen that, or it's just different things, You can get a lot from a second playthrough or watching someone else do things a different way. But I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna click the start button because we gotta get ourselves ready for Chapter 2, Guns and Horses. I don't like the sound of that, to be completely honest, because that does not sound good for my girl, Ashley. Alright, voice, let's see what you got today. Darkness. A deep sinking darkness filled every surface of space. Drifting and a haunted black sea. Thump. Thump. A thumping echoed through the void, pounding the air with sound. Thump. Thump. A thumping echoed. Echoed. Echo! Echo! Yecko! Ouch! Open my eyes as swift and sharp as a swift and sharp pain struck my face. Did someone slap me? Echo? Did someone slap the Echo Pine? Hey, what the hell? Missy. That sounds about right. Missy was standing over me, with her hand poised in a way that suggested she was the one who had firmly woken me up with a slap across the face. Oh, right. The scroll wheel is how I go back and up through things. Let me make sure to remember not to accidentally do that. I'm sorry, Echo, but I had to wake you up. I shook you, but you didn't react, so... I blinked several times and I rubbed my left cheek, my vision adjusting to the surroundings. It seems I was either in Missy or Ashley's personal room. I sat up in the bed to see Ashley sitting at the floor at the foot of the bed, just in front of me. Missy was on my left in a spare chair. Ashley? Missy, what happened? Well, for starters, it's about 9:15. You seem to have passed out after the trial earlier this evening. Ashley and I were concerned, so we've been monitoring you to make sure you were safe. However, I was worried you stopped breathing in your sleep. Oh my gosh. I stopped breathing? Did I die? Was Echo sick too? Was his nose super duper stuffed? I know how you feel, Echo. It's been rough, but we're gonna make it through, I promise you, my boy. I can't have you leaving us so shortly after we've already lost two of our other friends. I hope that your newfound title of Ultimate Memory does not begin to fail you so soon. That's right, last episode we were granted the Ultimate Memory talent by... not Zero, but the other one. Whose name I do not remember. That sucks. It'll come back to me. I'm not the Ultimate Memory, you guys. I should have watched my playthrough before I played this. Ultimate Memory? Echo Pine. Ultimate Memory. That's right. Just the other day, I was an ordinary student with no extreme talents or skills, and yet, in the courtroom, a revelation came to light, and I was given the unique title of Ultimate Memory. But whatever that entailed, I wasn't too thrilled, because despite that revelation, it wasn't the strangest thing to occur. First of all, Pandora and Art, my two favorites, gone so soon. My babies. Let's continue. I bit back my words and tears. It was hard to swallow. Throughout the trial, many of us struggled to find footing in the discussions, as none of us wanted to believe any of it. The murder. And following it, the execution. The three of us sat in silence, haunted by the dark happenings of the courtroom. I looked solemnly at the other two. Missy and Ashley's faces told all, a tapestry of remorse and distress. And looking beyond Ashley, I saw something bright sitting in the cabinet, on a corner of her personal room. What is that? It was a helmet. Oh, do you wear... Ash? You wear a helmet when you go, jockeying? What is it, Echo? That helmet over there. When we first met up, I remember you saying you didn't have any personal possessions, but... I didn't want to bring it up. Ashley's face sunk. But I'm sure you remember what I told you the other day as well. I nodded gently and saw Ashley sigh deeply. Missy was quiet, politely listening. I got into a fight with my friend, the ultimate race car driver. His name was Silver Prower. That fight was about the very preservation project we're involved in right now. It was so stupid. When I heard my friends' homes collapse into the earth, about how their lives and loved ones were lost beneath the fissure of debris, I began to worry. I was scared for myself, and for Silva. But when one door opens, when one door closes, another opens, and vice versa, and an opportunity showed up. Given our respective talents, the Preservation Project extended their hand for our protection. The letter I received from them detailed that they would provide shelter for the Ultimate students in order to protect them from humanity's future. For humanity's future. I talked to Silva about it, saying we should take advantage of the opportunity for safety that the group gave us, that our ultimate talents have entitled to us. Silva disagreed. He didn't want to put stock in something so aloof. But I kind of agree with him. I do. I really do kind of agree with him. Aloof, unknown group that only passes its information down the grapevine among other Ultimates. Yeah, that's dangerous. That's super duper dangerous. I wouldn't want to do that either. I agree with Silva. He dismissed my letter, much like he did his own months prior. Silva didn't want to trust anything he couldn't see with his own eyes. I argued back, saying, we've earned this chance. Our talents give us lease on new life away from potential danger. But he was vehemently against the idea and stopped talking to me. I signed him up anyway. Ashley, how could you? And look at where we are now. I suppose he was right about not trusting the group. Yes, he's a wise man. Or was. I hope he's still alive. You have his helmet, so I don't know what's going on. Ashley began to tear up and buried her tears in her hands. Her head in her hands. I'm such an idiot. Her voice trembled. Ashley, you're not an idiot for caring about a friend's well-being. I was foolish to think the killing game would go away if I removed Echo. If I removed Echo from being involved with my troubles. So this explains pretty much all of her actions last chapter. Where she basically was like, you don't want to be involved with me. I am going to disown you as a friend. I'm sorry, we can't see each other. And I was like, no, Ashley, please. That means you're gonna die. Please, at least I still have Pandora. And then the game flip-flopped on me and I was like, no, Pandora. How could you? I thought you were the safe one. But now you have perished. Oh, no. But this explains that she was like, well, I don't know what happened to Silva. This is my fault. Don't want to do the same thing to Echo. I get where you're coming from, Ashley. I feel for you, girl. Being involved with Ultimate students only leads to ultimate levels of trouble. I'm so sorry, Echo. I do love that line a lot. But I was wrong for thinking I could shoulder tragedy on my own. Ashley looked at me with pleading eyes. You want me to help you? Okay. They were filled deep with sorrow and regret. Now more than ever, we need to stick together. She grasped my hand firmly, but her own were shaking from fear. It was only natural. The fear. Two of our friends. My babies! No! Gone. I felt a tear fall from my face and onto the back of Ashley's hand. Missy's voice slipped in. Why don't we get something from the dining hall to unwind? Everyone seems rather tense, and I think taking a beat could help us de-stress. How could you think of getting a snack at a time like this? I am mourning the loss of my two compadres and you, Missy. I don't know why you're doing this. She's the ultimate tactician? She's not the political kid. Is she the tactician? You guys tell me in the comments. I seem to have forgotten. She's some sort of tactician. And this is a tactical play. She should be helping everybody to get along. This is a good plan. Listen to Missy. She knows what she's doing. I heard my voice cry out in desperation. Pandora and Art's lives have been taken away. I'm sorry, but I don't think we're of sound mind right now. That's right. We shouldn't waste time doing nothing. Then what do you suggest we do? We We need to escape. Yes, I was right. Hold on. You guys don't have to tell me in the comments. I remembered properly. Props to your boy. Missy, you're the ultimate tactician. I'm begging you. Come up with something. Anything. Any sort of plan to get us out of here. I really don't want to lose Missy. She's grown on me very fast. Now I am worried for her safety. What's the point of ultimate talents if we can't do anything with them? Missy flinched. She looked away and closed her eyes. I realized what I had just said. I'm sorry. I went too far. Echo, it's fine. I'm gonna kill you. However, Missy's words betrayed her emotions. She must have felt tense after everything as well, but she tried to retain her composure nonetheless. Missy, I let out a deep sigh. I'm sorry for losing my temper. You're right. A snack could help clear my head. Ashley looked over at Missy for an answer. Missy's expression eased, but she said nothing. Rather, she slowly got up and offered a hand for me. She helped me out of bed, and we quietly made our way down to the dining hall. See, now we're getting moving. The halls were eerily quiet, as if two of us who were once here before had brutally died. Not a sound was heard through the absolutely dope mansion, save for our soft footsteps in the hallways. In the dining hall, we saw Forte sitting in his lonesome. Evening, folks. Forte's voice was a low mumble. He sat with his hands clasped, resting just before the basket of pastries. Oh, pastries! No, Pandora! 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 Okay, let's continue. I'm sorry. I do miss Pandora a lot. In the center of the dining table, Forte's posture was stone as he gazed mournfully at the basket. We shuffled in and sat around the dining table with the basket of goods, creating a bitter centerpiece. I'm still trying to make sense of the tragedy of it all. I feel like Art's undoing was a failure of the heart. How do you suppose? He must have reacted the way he did because of an obsession with putting his personal value in his craft, where in actuality, our value as humans is how we experience life with friends, family, and loved ones. I appreciate that, Forte. I like that outlook. You say that, but would life have meaning if one didn't have particularly strong or notable memories? I mean, I haven't really felt the weight of the world until now, I suppose. You mean the weight of tragedy, the sinking feeling of doubt and sorrow. Ugh. You know, there's a simple saying. Fall down 7, get up 8. Pain exists so we can grow and learn from it. What we do with the feeling of misfortune is what motivates us to move forward in failure. In future. In the future, not in failure. We learn from tragedy and grow forward. It's really all we can do. And being here now, with our friends, Missy and Ashley, as well as others, should teach us that we have friends all around us who would feel anguished without one another. Forte is melancholic. Huh. I guess melancholic is, yeah, I've used melancholy plenty of times, but I've never used melancholic. I've never used it as a, nice. Voice stung my heart. Forte. You know. Art said his grandfather thought he was the perfect golfer, and I suppose as a final memory, Art clung to it. I imagine it must have been difficult for him to throw away this joy for life, to utilize it. I imagine it must have been difficult for him to throw away his joy for life, to utilize it simply out of necessity. I pity Art. I know it's difficult to admit help, but I'm sure there were people in his life who must have been caring and willing enough. If only he could have known he was much more than just a golfer. He was a kind-hearted soul who wholeheartedly enjoyed the beautiful simplicity of life. That is true. That's what I appreciated about Art. I loved Art. I was like, Art should survive this. Art is not surviving. He's a gonzo. There are always people in your life who will put the time into caring. Alas, it is hard to think clearly when your mind has been clouded by despair. Please, don't hesitate to go to the ones you love. True facts. True. Just listen to Forte. Listen to Forte. He knows what he's talking about. I hope you don't perish, because those are the truest words that anyone could ever say. Don't hesitate to go to the ones you love. Spend time with them in whatever way possible. Just let them know you care for them, and that they care for you. It's a simple sentiment that will go a long way. Forte gently touched the small blue butterfly pin on his scarf. Small blue butterfly pin on his scarf. I feel like now he's like harboring some dark secret too. Okay. Missy and Ashley themselves had a melancholy look in their eyes as they nodded in agreement. If I may, I suggest, as a precaution, we all travel together to protect ourselves. It's not a thought I want to entertain, but it's necessary if we're going to be at the forefront of danger. I agree. Cyrus's intense behavior could potentially be dangerous. Oh, what happened with Cyrus? I was gonna say, all we know is that he has some secret, right? We don't know what that could be. Well, after the trial, you recall what Zero said, correct? Yeah. Cyrus Cirque, the palindrome himself, is someone to be wary of. Ultimate charisma, what a terrible cover talent. After you passed out, he started acting suspiciously. How suspiciously? Oh no. It seems I've garnered some distrust amongst you all. No thanks to that lousy Zero. Cyrus? Who are you, really? I'm Cyrus Cirque. Cyrus Cirque, the ultimate thief. Oh, well, that's fine. That's okay. I thought you were like the ultimate murderer or something. You're, please, ultimate thief, pish posh. Thief? Aren't you curious about how you all got here? We signed up for the preservation project, didn't we? Sure, but I believe as a general last memory, you all have no recollection of entering this place. That's right. All I can recall is being knocked out and waking up with a numbness on the back of my head. Why, that's because the location is meant to be kept extremely secret. If you're aware of that, that means you're involved with this killing game. There's something wrong with this one, boys. There's something wrong with this one. You were all doomed from the moment you set foot in here. I know for a fact, nothing you do will save you from this game. Alright, well, bye, Cyrus! Cyrus! I passed out and I missed that. Yo, my ultimate memory is really failing me. I can't make memories if I'm passed out all the time. Come on, Cyrus! Echo, you had to be awake for that one. Cyrus, come on! Why did you turn on? Man, Cyrus, I loved you too. Gosh darn, I need to stop having favorites in these fan games, I swear. And then he crept out of the courtroom, leaving us all confused, to say the least. Yep, I can imagine. After that, I brought you to my room to keep an eye on you with Missy. The rest of the class, well, they're distraught after the evening's turn of events. I don't believe anyone was really in the mood to be exploring, so the rest of them left to go to their personal rooms for the evening as well. However, if anyone would like to go outside their room, find a partner and keep yourself safe. I cannot guarantee everyone's safety, nor can I force everyone to follow my lead, but it's something to keep in mind. Missy was strained. She was trying to protect everyone, but it was difficult since none of us knew what could happen next. I'm awfully curious about something, though. Yeah, Eve. Eve was that's what it was, right? The other AI's name was Eve. I'm getting the ultimate memory back, unless it wasn't Eve. I think it was Zero and Eve. I think so. Because part of me was like, it's not, it's not 0 and 1. It's not 1. It's not like Uno. I couldn't remember, but I think it was Eve. I'm awfully curious about something, though. What? As we were returning to the foyer from the courtroom, I noticed there was a button for the 3rd floor lift in the elevator. 3rd floor? This mansion gets even bigger? I saw that too. Missy, did you want to investigate the 3rd floor? It's late, but I did want to make a brief round to see what's in store for us. I'll come with you. Me too, please. I'd like to see what's going on up there. Echo, did you want to go back to your room for some proper rest? I imagine you've been quite fatigued lately. My stomach was an anxious knot. I did not want to leave Ashley alone to get murdered. No, it's fine. I'll come with you. I kind of feel restless anyway. Walking around could help. Okay, but don't push yourself, alright? Alright, well, let's go. I nodded slowly. I'll see you later, Forte. Don't get yourself killed. I like you too. If you folks are going to explore, would you mind seeing me off to my living quarters? Absolutely. This man's just thinking ahead. If you guys don't mind, would you accompany me to my living quarters to make sure I don't get killed along the way? Now, strength in numbers, that man's knows what he's doing. That man's is gonna survive. In fact, take this time, pause it right now. Tell me, we are what? Are we really only like, we're not too far into this. That's wild. Tell me, who do you think? Who's getting outski? Who's dead skadoodled this episode? Who do you think is gonna be the Ripperoonie character? I don't need to ask you guys about who do you think is gonna be the killer. Don't tell me that yet. Don't do it. Tell me who do you think is gonna die this chapter? Who is going to be the victim? Next episode I'll ask about the killer, because the next episode is probably coming out tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe, probably, that's the moves, but I don't know. There's still so few characters that I don't know. That's the one thing that's kind of bothering me about this game, so let's continue. I feel like it almost has to be Cyrus, but I don't think it's going to be Cyrus, you know? I don't. Part of me is hoping it's not Ashley, but the chapter title Guns and Horses did not feel very reassuring, so I have no idea. I'm gonna lock in Ashley, though, for my victim prediction, and I'm going to hope that I'm wrong. In the foyer, we saw Forte off as he retired for the night to his personal room. Entering the elevator, once again we traveled up to the 3rd floor that had recently opened up. After some low rumbling, the elevator stopped and the 3rd floor revealed itself to us. A digital kiosk outside the elevator displaying a map of the grounds for us. Ooh, look. Oh, a legit map! How dope, you guys. Let's do it. Absolutely fantastic. So we have a casino, a smokehouse, a garage, an art gallery, and two living halls. Are there gonna be more characters here? Or, I don't know, or are they just like living areas? Like just chilling areas? I don't know, I guess we're about to find out. The 3rd floor landing hall led to a single main room hall that's split into 4 rooms on each side. 2 on each side. 4 new activity amenities are available to us. It looks like there's a smokehouse lounge connected to a casino, as well as an art gallery connected to a garage. That's an interesting connection point. Art, cars, smokehouse, casino. Smokehouse, casino kinda does make sense though. But of course they're close to us from 9 AM to 7 PM. What? Really? So these are only open at night? However, Missy's voice trailed off. I followed her gaze to the first door, off to the right of the elevator. It looked like a personal room with a school emblem on it. Huh. Ashley was looking herself at a door that bore a similar emblem on it that I had seen on the race car helmet earlier. As it turns out, there was another set of personal rooms on the 3rd floor. Missy and Ashley looked at each other with astonishment. They swiftly ran to their respective doors before they could do anything. I see you've met the rest of your classmates. Well, take back your predictions now, you guys, because we have new people. Oh. Creepy Cyrus. Really is creepy. I won't, just give me a little bit of shiver every time he shows up. The two of them swung around to see Cyrus in a dark corner of the hallway. His flat, disembodied voice sent a chill up my spine. He sent a chill up my spine too, Echo! You and me were on the same page, buddy. You. Cyrus continued, disregarding Missy or Ashley's grim faces. But it's too late. They've already gone to sleep by this point. Why, yes, I think you two know some of them. He looked over at Ashley. Silva, isn't it? I saw Ashley's face turn dark. And Darling? Darling? She balled her hand into a tight fist. Interesting. Who is this Darling, Missy? Missy and Darling. Hold on, that's really cute. I didn't notice that at first, but that's really cute. Ashley approached him, but her movement was tight. Cyrus, really? Who are you? He shrugged indifferently. I told you, I'm Cyrus Sirik, the ultimate thief. I succeeded so well in the theft of priceless goods, working solely in the shadows, that I was able to take the next step into snatching people from their homes. What the heck? What? You kidnapped us? Yes, only an ultimate thief could have breached another ultimate student's defenses and brought you here. That's... Alright, well, you got me there. He then shifted his sharp gaze towards me. But Echo Pine, they're different. I saw Ashley's body tense and spring forward for a moment, but she stopped herself. Instead, she positioned herself between me and Cyrus. Missy stood unflinching, however. Cyrus, please, stop your facade. Facade? You all heard Zero in the trial earlier. The Cyrus you knew before wasn't the real me. Or was it? He blew my cover, so here I am in full form. Suddenly the lights began to dim. It is 10 p.m. Okay, the both of you. Missy and Ashley closed in on either side of me, defending me from whatever Cyrus was going to do next. Cyrus's husky laugh faded into the darkness. I heard his footsteps shuffle off into the direction of the stairs towards the 2nd floor. I guess we gotta go too. I was paralyzed with fear, but Missy's firm voice kept me grounded. Hurry, let's return to our living quarters. Wouldn't want to get punished. She firmly grasped my forearm, leading me towards the elevator that was some ways behind us. We hurried into the elevator and rode back down to the main foyer. So, Darling and Silva. Back in the foyer, a dim illumination lit the main hall. Oh, it's Cannon! There we crossed paths with Cannon, who was by her lonesome in the foyer once again. Cannon? Ashley's voice was a whisper that didn't seem to reach Cannon's ears. We slowly approached her and saw her cold expression. Her face gave off a different demeanor somehow. Rather than an icy gaze, we were met with a stony, soulless stare. Cannon, are you alright? I saw her come to, her eyes softening as she turned towards us. She murmured in a quiet affirmation. It was almost as if her cold exterior melted into a brief moment of vulnerability. Then my curiosity got the better of me and I capitalized on the brevity of the silence. Canon, I have to know. Let me in on a little secret. Why did you run away when I collapsed from electrocution? Is it not natural to feel fear when you see someone else get hurt? Huh? I was frightened. I wanted to leave this mansion as soon as I woke up, but something stopped me. She gripped the old instant camera she hung. Ooh, did you have like a picture? Did you have a picture that was on your camera that was like, I have to stay? On a short waist strap. This camera. It's an awful fragment of myself. When I woke in my personal room with only that in my possession, I couldn't help but feel unnerved. So I stood in the foyer, wanting to leave, but felt unable to due to a mysterious bad feeling. I had a bad feeling about the door. As it turns out, that feeling was right. After I saw you scream and collapse, I didn't know what to do. I waited for someone, anyone, to come and see so they could handle it. Forte. I asked him quickly to take care of it and left you without another word. Forte obliged, and I saw him carry you out to his room. Then I went up to the atrium to call. Okay, I get why you would be shell-shocked after that. I was like, I gotta leave. I gotta open this door. He's gonna open the door. He got electrocuted. I'm doomed. I'm sorry that I left you alone. I'm not the best in stressful situations. Canon, you saved all of our lives, so I really can't hold anything against you. Although her face was nigh unreadable, her voice was shaking. She was just as scared, if not more, than I was. She desperately wanted to protect herself from being the one who would point out the victim, that she waited until the last second to reveal the photograph of Art Fleer. It was ridiculous, selfish, and dangerous for her to have done that. But it seems as if she wanted to protect herself for as long as possible, knowing she couldn't hide the inevitable. Canon sighed heavily. Canon briskly walked towards the living quarters. Missy and Ashley gave Canon a soft goodnight as she retired for the night. With nothing left to do in the dark of night, we followed suit to our individual rooms. Classy. Ashley stopped me for a moment inside of the living quarters. Echo, let's take care of each other, yeah? Yes, of course. That's what I wanted to do since the get-go. And then you were like, I don't think we should talk to each other ever again while we're in this situation. Now look who's coming around. Now look who's trying to work together. Who's embracing the positivity that is teamwork. It's you, Ashley. It's you. I told you. I told you. Anywho, let's continue. I told you, Ashley. That doesn't need saying. Ashley mumbled something but cut herself off. Instead, she gave me a hug. I closed my eyes and allowed myself to be wrapped in the comfort of her embrace. Good night, Echo. Good night, Ash. She let go and we went our separate ways for the night. Entering my personal room, I felt more alienated. This is my personal room. This personal room? The comfort and luxury must be fabricated, creating a false sense of comfort. These absolutely dope pillows, this absolutely luxurious lamp, this fantastic doorway here-ish. Fake comfort. You think this mansion is dope? It is the opposite of dope. It is EPOD. EPOD, yes. And behind that sense of comfort, a facade of terror and malice was hiding. A killing game with no remorse for the participants. I shook the nerves out and collapsed onto the bed. I want to go to sleep for a long, long time. Long time. Sleep overcame me and another day would come to pass. Day 4, don't we only have like 10 days to complete this, or was it 7 days? Do we have a week? If we only had a week, We running out of time, boys and girls. Was it a week or was it 10 days? We're running out of time. This is not good. Oh. Knock, knock. Open my eyes to the sound of knocking. I would have continued to be asleep. Huh? Pardon me, but good morning? There we go. Missy Vesper, outside for you, Echo. Look at the time, 7:29. You couldn't even let me get that extra minute until 7:30. Fine, Missy. Good morning, Missy. I'll be right out. Take your time. I stopped the alarm before it rang and made myself presentable. Gosh, Missy, waking me up before the alarm. What kind of human being are you? I don't know why that's really bothering me. But the fact that she woke me up before the alarm, really, it grinded in my gears for some reason. Just, oof. Oof, Missy, oof. Oof. I stepped out of my room to greet Missy. I noticed she was clutching a small item folded in cloth. Before I could ask about it, she started through the halls and I followed alongside her. What's going on? I'm gathering students for a personal announcement. I will elaborate when we arrive in the foyer. She raised the small item, indicating it was going to be the subject for her meeting. However, you're the last student around it. How am I the last? You woke everyone up before the alarm? What is... You villain, you're the mastermind. You. You're the last student to rendezvous, however. I knocked on Say's door as well, but she replied through the door that she wasn't going to move at all. She said that if she was going to die, it would happen regardless of what she... Oh, poor child. What? It was a shockingly fatalistic thing to say, but I wasn't going to force her out. I will. Let's knock down that door. That girl, Say, worries me. Do you think she'll do something dangerous? I'm sorry. I meant that I was worrying for her well-being. I don't want to be persistent in any case that she might be offended or take it the wrong way, but... Missy sighed. She seemed upset that she couldn't do anything to help Say. I'm sure Say appreciates the sentiment. Just do what we can, right? I apologize. You're absolutely correct. Missy's expression eased as we finally arrived in the main foyer. In the foyer, I saw a small group of students Missy gathered. The group consisted of Forte, Cannon, Ashley, Missy, and myself. So Lyle, Cyrus, and Say couldn't make it. Where is Lyle? Probably off solving the mysteries of the unknown. I'm not surprised Cyrus is absent given his behavior last night. And Lyle should be a person of concern as well, since he was so distraught from Art being named the culprit. Art just wanted to protect us. It's not his fault Pandora had an incredibly suspicious note. I guess that's true. I forgot. Pandora, she wasn't suspicious though. I don't imagine it helped with his head being so full of distress. That note is fairly damning. I never would have thought she would be in possession of such an oddity. But despite that, I feel like she had good intentions behind it. She was a homie. Don't you doubt her. She specifically pulled me aside the night before to ask if I knew anything about the contents. Doesn't seem like she, like a mole, would do something like that unless it was to throw me off, right? Huh? Right? Who? The rest of the students pondered about what it could mean. None of us could think of anything. That means that brings me to what I've gathered you all here for. Missy stood on the door side of the small glass table in the center foyer while the rest of us stood encircling the opposite side. Please do not be alarmed when I show this to you. She placed the small cloth-wrapped item that she'd been carrying on the glass table. Slowly, Missy unwrapped the folded cloth. I can't promise that I will not be shocked and surprised. But go ahead. You were packing heat! You were fully loaded! You had a gun? I am both shocked and surprised! Although now the title of this chapter gives me really making me feel really nervous for Ashley. Guns check, horses not so much. Oh, is she gonna get killed by what's his face? Is what's his face gonna get killed by her? Is she just gonna be the prime suspect? I'm curious. Let's continue. Wrapped in the cloth was a small revolver with a note tied to the handle. Is that a gun? Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, I can save. What am I doing? Yeah, there we go. Let's save, because whoo boy. Missy, what's the meaning of this? I told Echo before, but I'll retaliate for the rest of you as... Oh, reiterate for the rest of you as well, not retaliate. I'll retaliate for all of you. I had plans to contribute my skills to the preservation project prior to the events of arriving here. However, upon arrival in my personal room, I found this revolver. Read the note tied to the handle. Cannon looked over and carefully read from afar. As a student interested in working with the preservation project, one must attempt their hand in a single round of reverse Russian roulette the Nagito way. Oh gosh. We believe every student should they be destined to live and change the world, will surpass the incredible game of chance no matter the odds. Reverse Russian roulette. A game of unbelievable chance. 5 of the 6 chambers in the gun are occupied with a bullet. The player is to spin the chamber, lock the chamber in place, and place the barrel against their head, pull the trigger, and hope to survive. Without the knowledge of knowing whether or not a bullet will be fired, your life is in the hands of fate. Huh? That's absurd! What are the possibility to survive in something like... Ashley, it's a 1 in 6 odds, Ashley! The numbers are pretty easy, but low, like 17, 18%? 17, 18? 16.6 something? 16.67? I don't know. I'm not doing that quick math. The odds are far too high to take a chance on. One would have to be inconceivably fortunate. Did you play? Of course not. It's ludicrously risky. Missy's jaw clenched. Did she really not play around? That aside, I'm showing my hand because I want to suspend my disbelief. What? Huh? I sincerely want to trust you all, so I hope you can trust me as well after I've revealed this wretched thing. I wish for you to believe that no danger is to be contrived from me, as I have no intention to harm any of you. Now, let's unwrap this gun and slowly but surely shoot Cyrus. She carefully folded the cloth back over the revolver. Have any of you heard of a concept called the Stockdale paradox? Yes? Have I heard of Stockdale? Maybe not. I can't say that I have. I'll explain. It's a philosophy of duality. Named after a vice presidential candidate, the Stockdale paradox is a concept in which one must never lose faith that they will prevail in the end, while still confronting the cruel facts of their reality. It is a paradox of the self, an individual who... It's a paradox of the self. An individual has to be able to balance the horrors of reality with the optimism of success to truly be able to overcome the worst situations. I feel like I am the Stockholm paradox. This mindset, the acknowledgement of two opposite sides, is the paramount in achieving one's goals. One mustn't get so hopeful that they ignore the gravity of their grim surroundings. In our case, we must balance the hope that we will escape the clutches of this place against the despair of an ultimate death within these walls. The 4 of us were petrified. It was hard to process. Hope? Despair? Forte was the first to speak. Thank you for placing trust in us, Missy. I will endeavor not to let you down. To uphold your trust will be my goal from here on out. Forte, you seem a little bit too trustworthy recently. I need you to calm that down. Cannon remained silent, but nodded at Forte's statement. Cannon was one of my favorite characters, I won't lie. Thanks, Missy, you're risking a lot, but if none of us plan to kill, then there's really shouldn't be anything to worry about. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding. I realize it's quite a brazen move on my part, but I believe I can say it's not without merit. I couldn't believe how bold Missy was being. This is a tactical move. She's the ultimate tactician. She could have easily left the gun in her room, out of sight, essentially out of the realm of existence, where no one could cause harm with it. But she was gambling in high hopes that our group truly had no ill will. Missy dies this chapter, you guys. I feel it now. That's a red flag right there. That's waving the red flag. Everyone agreed that despite there being a gun, no one thought to dare fire it. Even so, in a killing game, a weapon has presented itself out of nowhere, but stranger so, it seems some students were left some sort of item in their rooms upon waking up. First, Ashley had her friend Silva's helmet, then Cannon with her camera, finally Missy with a revolver. We don't know if that's finally either. Other people might have had other things. I also recall Forte having something that was seemingly out of place from the mansion. Was it the little butterfly pendant? When he took care of me after I was shot, he had... if I remember... I don't think he had a mask. I think it was sheet music. Right? He was leafing through some sheet music. I wonder, what is the meaning of this? Crash. As I pondered this strange trend, the sound of glass shattering filled the room. Who's cleaning that up? Our group glanced at each other for a moment before running off to the source of the sound. Through the dining hall and into the kitchen, the loud sound persisted louder and louder. Holy heck! What are you doing? There we found Lyle in the kitchen. And the kitchen itself in a state of disarray. There was debris scattered all over the floor as Lyle gripped a large battered... Okay, that's a rolling pin. Aim for the... What are you doing? Lyle, what on earth are you doing? Have you lost your mind, boy? Star at the side of us. Lyle straightened out. You guys. I'm testing the rules. Testing the rules. The rules state that we are not to damage major assets. Yet here I am, breaking everything. And so far, nothing has happened. How can you all be so blazed and content with living here? Lyle, what are you saying? Don't you understand? The rules aren't enforced. Then, doesn't that mean... Art wouldn't have had to kill Pandora. He wouldn't have had to die by our vote. In any circumstance, rules are placed to create restriction, and yet there's no arbiter, or custodian, or mastermind here to punish us for breaking the rules. So why should we be following the rules in the first place? We thought our lives here were threatened since we were trapped by that electrocuting door, but did that even actually happen? Yes, what do you mean? I got electrocuted. Cannon saw it. Why would I lie about something like that? You were the only one afflicted by this. For all I know, Echo, you're the mastermind behind all of this. It's true. No, it's not. What? You collapsed, and Forte, in his good-natured heart, came running to your aid. That collapse could have been entirely fake. We're simply trapped by our own fears. Be that as it may, the fact remains the door was armed, and you unarmed the door, didn't you, Lyle? Didn't you unarm the door? Everyone's going nuts! The fact remains the door was armed and is currently barricaded. There can't be no reason for that. Despite Forte's observation, Lyle ignored him as he was completely absorbed in his thoughts. Art didn't have to die. He didn't have to die. He didn't have to die. Lyle was muttering to himself as he gripped the metal pen. His face turned to stone as he glared at the four of us. He carelessly dropped the metal rolling pin with a heavy clatter and stared at us with soulless eyes. I'm not going to die. Not after him. I will never allow it. I don't like the sound of that. With impeccable timing, an announcement rang through the halls. It's now 9 a.m. And welcome to day, it was 7 days. See, I'm remembering everything. It's just taking a second to come back. Welcome to day 4 of 7. The hump day of the killing game, if you will. Haha. And we're already halfway through. How exciting. However, there are far too many people alive right now, and we need to fix that. Our forced motive question for today is, do you believe your talent can benefit the world? Yes, as an ultimate student, at the top of your field, society will expect you to contribute yourself and respective talents to the world as a whole. Ponder this question as we set up our next motive for you all. Coming soon to ultimate students everywhere. Wahahaha. I listened to the announcement best I could, but the rest of the group paid no attention. Instead, they were trying to calm Lyle after his spiel. Lyle, we want to leave too, believe me. But we should put our heads together and come up with a plan instead of wrecking everything. No. You'll only get in the way. Lyle aggressively pushed his way through us, leaving the kitchen for the foyer, and Missy followed him in concern. We should probably all follow. Lyle. Stop it. Stop following me. I alone will piece together the secrets of this awful killing game, if I'm not the ultimate puzzle master. Lyle marched over to the elevator and slammed the buttons. He turned around and held up a fist with a crumpled piece of paper in it. I swear, I will find the other person who knows the secrets of this note. That's the only clue Art left me, and damn it, I will find it. Lyle gave us one last dark parting look before entering the elevator. Click. The elevator doors came to a close as the rest of us were left in bewilderment. I believe Lyle might be going to the 3rd floor to scour the floor for the other students. Yeah, I think we might want to go and follow him. Forte and Missy sighed in unison. We can only hope he doesn't do anything reckless. But just after Forte said that, I heard footsteps at the top of the stairs. It was Cyrus. Welcome to the Nutcase Show. Everyone was so sane, and then Art died, and now everyone's insane. You. Huh? Maybe I spoke too soon. Cyrus replied in a nonchalant manner. His face was different. In the light of day, Cyrus's expression was twisted into something disconcerting. I'll have a word with you. Before we could react, Missy moved swiftly to pursue Cyrus at the top of the stairs. Missy, what are you doing? Ashley went to chase after her, but Missy's firm voice stopped Ashley in her tracks. Don't worry, I'm confident nothing will happen here. Stop raising red flags, Missy! Stop raising red flags! She announced her vague plan as she arrived to the top of the stairs and forcefully grabbed Cyrus by the arm. Cyrus didn't say a word, but rather he just made a disgusting face. A disgusting face. Disgusted face. As Missy pushed him into the jazz club. The door slammed and silence befell the room. Should we be concerned? Yeah, I mean, if she's dead, then we know. Well, I won't say that. We don't know who did it. I don't think Missy would do anything irrational. She doesn't seem like the type. Yeah, Miss Ultimate Tactician probably has something up her sleeve. Let's just let her be. Cannon made a rather unexpected snide remark that said it seemed like everyone knew Missy had a plan. Ugh. I hate it in here. Why don't we carry on the investigation ourselves? Investigation of what? The mansion? We still haven't found a way out of this place? I agree. The third floor opened up to us last night, so there could be an opportunity for escape. Cannon, would you like to join me? Missy proposed traveling in pairs to protect ourselves, so, if I may. Sure. Alright. With a stern reply, Cannon briskly began escalating the second floor stairs. Excuse us. Alright, Forte followed suit, which left Ashley and me in the foyer. But we should check the third floor again, now that the amenities are open. You're right. And hopefully we find the other students. You were really worried about the soul. I'm here, Ashley. Echo Pine is here. I saved everyone's life once already. Her voice was low. Ashley looked sick with worry. There were signs of her friend Silva being here as well. The helmet, and his personal room on the third floor. But the fact that we hadn't run into anyone for 3 days was cause for concern. I didn't want to say anything though. Ash, I'm sure we'll find Silva and the others, if they're not dead. Ashley's eyes softened. Thanks, Echo. She gave me a smile once more before we started towards the stairs. Let's go. I began to follow, but something was tugging at me. Hey, Ash. Should we take the gun? Ashley hesitated. I think we should trust Missy. I think we should trust everyone. It's ridiculous, though. I mean, trust? Such a lofty, Echo, where is this coming from? Such a lofty, intangible concept. Maybe I am the mastermind. Who can say whether or not someone will uphold it? Echo. Are you saying you won't? What? I will? Of course not, it's just... And that's that. Huh? Missy wants to believe in us. And I'm guessing, from our observed behavior during the trial last night, she has no reason to believe any of us are malicious. Except for Cyrus and Lyle. And I don't know these two new people, so I don't know. In fact, the one person she thinks is the most dangerous, Cyrus, and she's dealing with him personally. But what about Lyle? She placed her trust in us, now we have to trust her. It's give and take. I see. Trust. I pondered the concept as we made our way to the third floor. Upon arriving at the third floor, Ashley and I saw Cannon and Forte just enter the garage. Ashley herself went to the door with Silva's emblem and tugged at the doorknob. Locked. Figures. She knocked a couple of times, but to no avail. Her eyes were dark. Hey, maybe those other students are just gathered somewhere else in the building. It's a pretty dope mansion after all. Ashley snapped out of her trance and looked back at me. Yeah, we'll see them soon enough. She lightly caressed the door. Geez, you really missed the Silva, before returning to my side. Well, let's see if we can't find anything on this floor. Cannon and Forte just went to the garage, so let's check out the other rooms. Ashley and I went to the doors opposite of the garage and entered the room. What do we have here? We entered the Smokehouse Lounge, a large room with rustic atmosphere that was connected to a casino with a set of double doors. I guess that doesn't... Are we old enough to... How old are our characters? I really don't know. Ew, it reeks in here. Of smoke, probably. Ugh, I'm not a fan of smoke in general. I covered my nose to block the smell, but the air itself felt thick and suffocating. Ugh, yeah, it's rough. What kind of group would allow students access to a smokehouse? That seems irresponsible. Yeah, what kind of ultimate talent could utilize this room anyway? Who knows? Let's just take a quick look for some sort of exit and move on. I glazed over the room from one end to the other with a single sweeping look. It was rather comfortable looking despite the stench of smoke. Who's been using this place then? I guess it's if it's just like full of like cigars and tobacco or whatever the kids smoke these days. Don't smoke. Don't smoke. Smoking's bad for you. I would not know. I've never smoked. Well, I would know. Science, it's bad for you. Personally, I don't know. But yeah, with all that stuff in there, it would just always smell thick. The tables and seating were cozy. Each table housed a small candle for comforting effect. The far wall had shelves upon shelves of fine beverages locked behind a glass case with a bar to match on the opposite side. It was highly refined atmosphere overall that felt rather unwelcoming to those of us who didn't indulge in this kind of recreation. I can't really find anything interesting in here. Neither can I. Let's just move on. Alright. Ooh, the casino! Ashley and I went to the casino, a large room with a noisy interior that was connected to the smokehouse lounge by a set of double doors. Geez, this place is hard on the eyes. Tell me about it. We are in Neon Central over here. I squinted my eyes to no avail. The neon flashing lights were bleeding through my eyelids despite my attempts to hide from them. A casino of all things? I guess some kind of ultimate gambler, hint hint, would thrive here, but let's take a quick look for an exit and get out of here. We split up between the rows of slot machines looking for an exit. In the center of a room, there were a set of televisions surrounding a pillar, all playing the same footage of a slot machine. The slot machines themselves had nothing of interest. There were some fruit slot machines and some non-standard ones with the symbol of the other announcer called Eve. I did remember that, you guys. It's all coming back to me. I glazed over the room once again, but didn't spot anything of note. I met up with Ashley back where we entered. Find anything? Unfortunately not. Shoot. Let's get out of here. Well then let's skedaddle. Ooh, this place is nice. I'm sorry, it's just the last time I remember being in some sort of art room. It was in a canon Danganronpa game. It didn't end well. Crossing the third floor hall, we came upon the art gallery, which was connected to the garage by a set of double doors. The art gallery was essentially an open warehouse lightly decorated with paintings of various colors. The room felt inviting. There was plenty of space for students to follow at wild, whatever creative thought popped into their head. Off to the side, there were shelves of paint supplies, and in the center was what looked like to be a work in progress. It's kind of picturesque, huh? Yeah, I can imagine standing in the middle of the room, flinging paint at a canvas. Well, let's not faff about flinging paint. We should see if we can find anything interesting here, or we could fling paint. We could just toss paint everywhere. Ash and I split up, searching opposite corners of the warehouse. There were paint supplies and canvases of various sizes stored off to the side. Other than the miscellaneous supplies, we didn't find anything noteworthy. Ash, did you find anything? Ash met up with me in the center of the gallery. No. She let out an exasperated sigh. There's still one more place. Cars! Lots of them. Your boy might be here. Ashley and I entered the garage from the art gallery side of the double doors. Seems like Forte and Cannon were done investigating the area between the garage and the art gallery since we didn't run into them at all. The garage was another warehouse-sized room that was absolutely dope that housed a large collection of vehicles. Is this like a car collection? Who's funding this? Vehicles of various shapes and sizes occupied the room from wall to wall in multiple rows. This mansion is huge! There was a small office with various tools and fuels off to the side. Huh? I turned around to see Ashley shaking. Is this a joke? Ash? This is some kind of sick joke, isn't it? Ash, what's wrong? I went to Ashley's side, but was shrugged away as she stumbled towards a cobalt blue race car. She laid her hands on the hood of the car and stared a hole through the windshield. This is Silva's car. The look on her face was filled with mixed emotions. Ash, snap out of it. I gripped her shoulders and shook her out of her daze. Ash, come back to me. Ashley blinked and took a step back. Her head was hanging low. Ash, this is a sign. Echo, this is a sign. Silva... Her voice trailed off. Seems we came to the same conclusion. He's either here, or he's dead. It was entirely possible that Silva was also captured, made to play a killing game. But she would have never wanted to hear that. Ash... Ashley, all of these signs must be set up to get a rise out of you. Huh? Think about it. The mysterious group infiltrated the Preservation Project and kidnapped us. They must have known about your fight with Silva and are using it against you to vex you, to motivate you into doing something horrible. They're playing mind games with you, Ashley. Mind games! You don't have to worry about Silva. I told her these things, but they were a lie. Even so, I couldn't stand her to see her in such despair. It's just sometimes a little white lie is for the best. Ashley rubbed her eyes, and I saw her body react. Yeah, you could be right. She sniffed. I'm sorry. She sniffled out a voice of gratitude. Thanks, Echo. What are friends for? I gave her a small hug. I'm going to step out into the hall for a bit. If you want to keep looking. I don't. Alright, I won't be long then. What am I doing? I should probably be going with her. We should stick together. We know that Lyle came up here. I let Ashley gather her bearings as I gave the garage a brief walkthrough. Nothing again. Although we probably could take one of these cars since it has fuel, take it down to the first floor somehow, and drive through the door. Set it up to drive itself through the door, or set it up to explode at the door. There's many ways we could do this. I'm sorry, I'm being exceedingly clever. Echo, get your act together. I left the garage disgruntled at the lack of clues for escape. Out in the main hall, I heard Ashley and Missy talking. Echo, you might want to hear this. Oh, what is it? You know, I had a conversation with Cyrus. Yeah, that was kind of scary. But I'm glad to see you're alright. Where is he, though? Worry not. I'm here in one piece. I wanted to bring to your attention his strange behavior. You see, I tried to reason with him, to talk to him from one person to another, but it's almost as if after he was exposed, he's been putting on a facade. I'm sorry. It's difficult for me to explain this gut feeling I have about him, but I have my suspicions. Zero said the ultimate charisma wasn't the real Cyrus, but could it be the other way around? The real Cyrus isn't the ultimate charisma? What do you mean? I'm not sure. Perhaps charisma isn't truly his talent, but his behavior under that title seemed organic. So I was thinking, and that's why his name's a palindrome, because he's a... clever. Clever. Clever girl, Missy, clever girl. So, I was thinking, when Zero uncovered Cyrus's false talent, Cyrus's behavior became insincere as well. My apologies, I'm just thinking out loud. Although, to see for myself, I wanted to talk some sense into him, but he remained steadfast and stubbornly irksome. Missy pinched the bridge of her nose in deep thought. If he continues to behave strangely, we might have another tragedy on our hands. I agree. I didn't want to be too hasty, but I might suggest we try to extract information from him with force. Can any of them... Well, I guess you were able to really force him into a room. With force. Mrs. Expression sharpened as she made a definitive decision. I don't know about that one, Missy. That sounds like a bad... That looks like a whole bad idea of a sentence. I had to use the gun to threaten him into talking. Nope, that sounds like a bad idea. That sounds like... Nope, no, Missy, that's how you die? Okay. Make no mistake, I have absolutely no intention of firing it, but Cyrus doesn't need to know that. In that case, let me help you. I'll get the rope from the climbing center to bind him. That sounds good. I was shocked, but Missy and Ashley were both in agreement, so I was like, I guess so. Ashley, quickly, let us make preparations and rendezvous here soon. Jeez Louise. We shouldn't waste any time with Cyrus roaming around freely. Ashley nodded. She then took my hand and darted toward the stairs. Why am I getting dragged? I didn't agree to this. Why are you dragging me around? What? And Missy's going alone. She's about to die. Red flags everywhere. Missy's about to die. Ash, wait up. We arrived at the second floor, and Ashley made a beeline for the climbing center. I was struggling to keep up because she's got the cardio of an Adonis, but eventually closed the distance between us while she sifted through the collection of ropes and harnesses. Isn't this too extreme? Yes. Look, it sounds harsh, but it's necessary to prevent further killing. The last thing I would want is to not keep an eye on Cyrus and have you get killed, Echo. Not a single soul is exempt for death. There's no gray area about it. I understand that, but... See, that's bad. See, we didn't even get free time. Someone's dead. I think, maybe. Before I could finish my thought, a shot was ringing out through the air. A shot that sounded like it came from above. What the... Is that Missy? Ashley wrapped a bundle of rope around her forearm, grabbed my hand once more, and darted up the stairs towards the third floor. She stopped me at the foot of the stairs, and she cautiously looked around the corner. Because we have 5 bullets. That was only 1. We could be, like, going on a wild goose chase right now with the other 4 bullets. She stopped at the foot of the stairs, and she cautiously looked at the corner of the main hallway. See, look, there's 2. I called it. I was like, I feel like they gave us 5 bullets for a reason. That's 2. This is gonna be a clever case. This is gonna be a clever case. Another shot was fired. This time it sounded like it was coming from the smokehouse. What's going on? I cried out in confusion, but before I knew it, my body was moving on its own. Ashley and I had thrown... Wait, why did we throw open the art room gallery doors? Ash, what on earth are you doing? Shut the doors as I stumbled in. Take cover in here and don't move a single... No, stop this! What are you doing? Ashley! No! Now you're waving red flags, Ashley! She commanded me from the other side of the door as I tried to steady my footing. In my state of dishevelment, I stayed put, not knowing what else to do. I heard her footsteps get quieter as she left the vicinity of the art gallery doors, but then... Missy? You? Slam? Was that 3? The sounds outside were harrowing. Missy? You? Ashley, what have you gotten yourself into? I couldn't help but fear the worst, so I tried to open the door, but I found that they wouldn't budge. Clatter, clatter. Upon further inspection, the door had no keyhole or latch that would prevent the doors from... that would keep the doors locked, so there's something on the other side, and it's probably a dead body. Huh? How are these doors locked? I looked around hastily for something to help me get out. Oh yeah! The garage is connected to the art gallery. I can just lose the double doors. Easy peasy. Ran to the double doors that led to the garage and tugged. What? But those doors wouldn't budge either? Ooh. Somehow both sets of double doors had been blocked. No way. How could this be happening? Unless we have 2 bodies on our hands this time. We've only had 3 bullets as well. I gasped at the inexplicable situation I found myself in. I fall to my knees and sank into a daze of dark thoughts. I felt my heart succumb to the worries and fears of my heart. Missy? It's possible. Missy is out there with a gun. 4! Confronting Ashley. Ashley. I felt a cold sweat forming on my face. Missy, you asked us to trust you. I can't believe how stupid I was for believing in trust. I should have picked up the gun when it was in the foyer. Trust. Footsteps. There's still 1 bullet left. I hear footsteps from the main side of the foyer doors. Lyle, you must be a raving madman if you think you can run around the building alone. I'm not doing anything suspicious. I'm trying to get us out of here, unlike the rest of you. And this is question mark, so we don't know who's saying this. And what are you doing poking around in one of the third floor personal rooms anyway? That is none of your business. Voices. I hear faint voices from the main hall side of the art gallery. I scrambled up from the floor and banged on the door from the... Okay. Hey, whoever's out there, let me out. I hammered on the door until my fist fell through the air. The door flew open and I saw Say. Ooh, interesting. Why do you have the ropes? What's going on? What? And we're missing one bullet. We're missing one bullet. Are we? 4 shots fired. 4 bangs. Does a blank in a gun make a bang? Because maybe only 3 shots were fired. 1 shot was a blank. That's something we also have to keep in mind. This is going to be a clever case, you guys. Echo? She was on the other side of the door, holding a bundle of rope. There's no time to explain. Literally no time to explain. I was falling all over myself, running to the sound of the shots. I don't know where they all... There were 4 of them! Everything was a blur. I ran directly to the smoke. Who... Was it... Did Ashley, like... Oh, yes, that's why she has those... She has the rope on, because Ashley must have locked me in. I understand. Everything was a blur. I ran directly across the hall to the smokehouse lounge and threw open the doors. Well, that looks like not okay. That looks like, might be death, maybe not though. Smokehouse lounge was in a complete state of chaos. Furniture was strewn about, a portion of glass cabinets were shattered, pieces of fabric scattered all over the floor. What happened here? Say followed behind me, we crept in further towards the corner of the room. There we saw a terrible thing. There's blood on the gun. So he was shot, then got hold of the gun? Cyrus's body was lying facing up with blood all over his torso and his hands. There's no body discovery announcement though. I sharply inhaled at this terrible sight. Say shook out a small startled response before darting out of the smokehouse entirely. Despite the awful sight, I saw a faint trail of blood and what looked like furniture pushed aside towards the double doors connected to the casino. Casually following the trail, I came across the double doors. I pushed slowly and... Oh, that's 2 of you. Ashley was face down. Her head was covered in blood. She might not be dead either. I felt all of my instincts escape me, and my mind went completely blank. White noise filled my thoughts. I collapsed to the floor, but my hands wouldn't go anywhere near the body. A loud slam intruded my daze. Cannon and Forte closed in on Ashley's body and were voicing their concerns, but I heard nothing. The only thing I heard above the murmur of their voices was the eerie chime indicating the body has been discovered in the smokehouse lounge, not in the casino, so she's still not technically dead. You've been granted an investigation, and then the class trial will begin. Please accept this generous gift of the Monokuma file. It will be printed on the digital kiosk and outlines the details of the poor lost friend. Your lives depend on solving this case, so get on it. I could feel my whole body shaking. I couldn't take my eyes off of Ashley's body. The body discovery announcement and Ashley's... No. She's still alive. She's still alive. This is not the smokehouse lounge. Does that mean... I heard footsteps from behind. Missy crouched down behind me and rested her hand on my back lightly, shaking me. Echo? Echo? I couldn't respond. I just sat on the floor staring. Missy reached past me towards Ashley's body. Missy, could it be? My thoughts moved in slow motion as I tried to connect what I heard outside the gallery to the horrible scene at hand. Missy carefully moved Ashley's hair and gently placed my 2 fingers on the side of her neck. Missy, don't you dare touch her. She's alive. Echo, you gotta start putting two and two together. Everybody here's like, she alive. She alive. She alive. And he's like, she's dead. Echo, my boy. I was like, even Monokuma was like, look, there's a body in the smokehouse lounge. Cyrus is not alive right now. That man has a bullet and a half in his chest. But Ashley, she gonna be all... Well, I won't say she's gonna be alright. She might die, who knows. She's fine right now. Hoo boy. She's alive? Who? My heart was pumping and I felt new life breathed into me as I processed the revelation. I believe the body announcement went off when Lyle, Say, and I came across Cyrus's body at the same time. You saw Ashley's. Her pulse was extremely weak, but Ashley is alive nonetheless. Look, her bracelet is in a neon pink. Isn't there an infirmary here? Ashley needs attention quickly. What happened? What happened, you guys? I'll check the kiosk for a map. Thank you. Cannon swiftly left as the rest of us gazed in astonishment. I looked over at Ashley's wrist and Missy was right. Ashley's bracelet remained a light rose gold, the same color as mine. Even if that's the case, what's wrong with her? I looked for an infirmary on the kiosk, but it only displays floors that we've been to. Then, does that mean there isn't one? No, there is an infirmary, but the infirmary is connected to the courtroom. Are we going to have to solve this case before she dies? My body kicked into action as I sprinted out of the casino towards the third floor elevator and slammed the buttons. Echo? Missy followed me as I ran through the halls. Take me down to the courtroom right now, we gotta save Horse Girl. I shouted at nothing as the elevator refused to open. I continued to hit the buttons fruitlessly. Echo, please. I know it's difficult, but it seems we must investigate in order to gain access to the courtroom. We must work quickly if we're going to bring Ashley back. Please. Slam my forehead on the elevator door in defeat. Gosh darn it. Damn it. Ashley. I landed an immense heavy sigh. My chest heaved as I felt my breath escape in shaky, broken pieces. I'll do whatever it takes. Regardless, it was going to be difficult to suspect one of our own once again. What if it is Ashley? What if she did it? I dragged my feet as Missy and I made our way to the crime scene. We're doing this again. This is horrible. This horrible, horrible thing. Someone committed a terrible life-ending crime to Cyrus, who I still have questions about. I think he's like a two-half Genocide Jack character, but I'll never know, because this man's is a whole lot of dead. And Ashley's life was threatened. And once again, we need to find the culprit behind it. The cycle was torturous. Despite that, Ashley was alive. I tried to clear my head. Ashley was barely hanging on by a thread of life, but she was alive regardless. I need to figure out who did this. Someone took Cyrus's life and threatened Ashley's. There's no gray area about that. And that's it. Chapter 2, Guns and Horses. And we move on to Deadly Life? Yes, we move on to Deadly Life. It doesn't do it. I remember that now. There's no, like, gap right there. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned tomorrow for the stunning conclusion of Chapter 2 of Danganronpa Lapse. Hoo boy! This was a roller coaster of an episode. Last time it was rather lax. This time it was all over. Jeez Louise. And I have... I'm gonna probably record this right now. I'm gonna probably get out of this jacket because it's a little bit warm. But I'm gonna go ahead and save just real quick. I'm gonna go make a meal. You guys will have like a whole day in between me right now and me tomorrow to think about who do you think did this. So when I come back tomorrow and you guys click that video tomorrow for Danganronpa Lapse Chapter 2, the exciting conclusion with the investigation and the trial, then you will know who done did it. But until then, You're gonna have to wonder, unless you go ahead and download the game yourself in the description below and play it yourself before then. If you can't, you just gotta wait. You just gotta wait for it because this is your okay. That rarely happens. Your United States aviator taking off on this fine day in the year of the horizon. Cyrus is gone. Rest in peace to him. I really thought he was safe for a while. Because he Nagito'd on us. So I was like, well, this man is lasting until the very last chapter, but that's that. That's wild. This is crazy. This is a really intense chapter, but stay classy, passengers. I will see you all tomorrow for the other half of this episode. This is a long recording. Actually, it's not. I've had plenty of longer recordings. Stay classy. I'll see you all next time for the conclusion. Get ready to tell me tomorrow who you think is going to be the killer, because there's interesting things going on right here. A couple interesting things that I'll note next time, which is really me noting in like 15 minutes when I go to record this. Stay classy. Toodaloo. Flight Quit.